Hi guys, I've got a real quick lecture for you today. I just wanted to show you an example of excellent textual analysis in one of the short responses. Lots of people have been doing really good work on these short responses. Taylor's just stood out to me when I was grading it this weekend because of how specific she was in her analysis. So we're going to look at the particular quote that Taylor chose, and then I'm going to outline for you how she broke it down so that you can use some of that in your own writing. Taking what Taylor is doing and bringing it into your own writing is going to make your own writing stronger and therefore better. A big thanks to Taylor Allen for being brave enough to let me use her writing on the lecture video. I really appreciate it, and also letting me kind of publicly say that she's doing great work. So keep it up, Taylor. This is the whole paragraph that Taylor used for her citation and for her analysis. She combined them together. Just a real quick breakdown. You can see up where I have the little brackets that is her context. She's setting up what's going on in the quote. And then she gives the quote, "His eyes were closed, rocking, swaying, eyes closed tight, but even so he kept seeing red tracers, slim and sharp, brilliant red threads in the dark." Then she uses the ellipses, "He smelled the burning." So lots of really good stuff going on there. She has a correct citation there as well. So here, then she just breaks it down. Step by step, she goes through and looks at each individual piece. She starts off, the quote talks about his eyes closed. So the first thing that her analysis does is talk about what his eyes closed means. This word right here represents. That is her being specific. She is telling me what his eyes closed represent. Try and see the different images of his actual fate, as he does not want to accept it being his fate. So that is the first piece of her textual analysis. Then we have the red tracers, slim and sharp, brilliant red threads. The red tracers are symbolic of the target markers, with Ketchauto being the target marked for death. Again, are symbolic. She's telling me this is what they mean, and then she explains it. She goes all the way on, all the way down. He's one who already perished at the ends of Ploverlin's gun comes all the way down, still talking about that. And then last but not least, he smelled the burning. Paul smelling the burning represents him yet again facing the reality of fatally shooting Ketchauto. Again, we have represents right there. Every piece of her quote is used. She left out the part that she didn't want to talk about. She does that by using the ellipses right there. But then every other piece, she goes back and directly analyzes. She varies up the way she says it a little bit. She starts off with represents, and then she moves to symbolic, and then she goes back to represents. That's totally fine. Keeping that variety is going to make this analysis feel a little bit more natural and flow a little bit more. So Taylor's doing a lot of great things here. The first one, she uses all of the quote. Second one, she is specific. She tells me exactly why each piece of this quote is important. And the third one is she even finds a way to bring a little bit of variety in, switching back and forth between represent and symbolic and represent, just to mix it up a little bit slightly. I'm going to keep going. She's doing more things well. She also contextualizes. All of this up here is the context. And then we've got the quote, and then we've got the analysis. All in all, this is an amazing job. This is exactly what I'm looking for. If you guys follow this exact same format of contextualizing the quote, giving the quote, leaving out the portion that's not important, and then explaining each of the portions you've done, and you can see with my green, red, and blue, you can see exactly where she references each part of the quote in order and analyzes it. This is an awesome job. Thank you again to Taylor for letting me share this with you guys. I hope this is helpful in terms of showing you exactly what your analysis needs to look like for these short responses. Hope this is helpful, guys. Mr. Miller out.